Welcome back to Mass Appeal, everyone. We are keeping our Olympic theme going strong with some Korean barbecue. We have Chef John Slattery with ChefJohnSlattery.com. We are diving in full force. This spread looks absolutely gorgeous, and this really goes along with the whole South Korean theme of the good meat, good vegetables, and some good rice.
Yeah, a lot of their it's very meat-centric, using a lot of the cuisine from the area, a lot of the meats and animals that they have there, and lots of great vegetables. What they're known for is their sauces and their sides that make the meat and the vegetables and the rices stand out. So they could do their meat preparations like a barbecue. They call it Korean-style barbecue.
Yeah.
Bulgogi is one of the words that I learned as I was researching it. So
very nice.
It's so we're going to marinate some meat and cook it, and then serve it over some steamed vegetables. So for this dish, we'll make the marinade first.
Okay. What do we got?
We've got some soy sauce.
Of course.
And
very flavorful.
Then we've got chopped garlic.
Can never have enough garlic.
And ginger. And some red pepper flake, because they do, a lot of their cuisine is on the spicy side. You determine how much you like in your own.
Well, that's the best part, is if you're cooking this for your family, you don't necessarily need to add as many.
And some green onions in the marinade.
Perfect.
And a pinch of cayenne pepper. And some brown sugar.
Fabulous. Ooh, this looks delicious already.
So it's a sweet and spicy style barbecue. And so we just mix that together.
How simple was that?
Now, the meat, one of the, their traditional is fast cooking, like a wok style or high heat cooking. So where you have our pan fairly hot, but the simple part about high heat cooking is that the meat pieces need to be very small.
Okay.
So for this, we're using pork. I went to the butcher and got some very thin cut pork chops, and then I'm just simply slicing them into a julienne strip, which is just a fine line.
Oh, okay.
So they're thin and they're thin, so they'll pick up the marinade very well and absorb it, and they'll cook very quickly.
Oh, wow.
So
now, how quick is quick? Because we don't want to overcook this.
Right. Although it will be fully cooked. This is a dish where the pork will be fully cooked all the way through. It's about 2 minutes in the first cook, and then about 2 more minutes when we add the rest of the marinade. So we just gently toss the pork in the marinade, take it out.
All right. So this isn't something that has to sit in the marinade, overnight.
Because
the
meat is so thin, it'll absorb a lot. If you leave it in the marinade too long, it'll actually become it'll absorb the sugar and become a different texture in meat, which is not bad, just different. And so now we've got some sesame oil in our very, very hot pan, which we're going to keep away from the fire.
Oh, but that smells so good already. I actually love this because it gives all that flavor off to me. Wow. And that cooks, that's like quick
it's
that gets
50% cooked right now. The first amount of marinade is gone, so we're going to add a little bit more marinade.
Wow. So you want your pan to be very hot before you're putting this in.
Now that is done. Now the vegetables, I julienne some fine vegetables and steamed them in the magic oven a few minutes ago.
Oh, perfect.
So we've got a nice pile of fresh steamed vegetables, and then they would just serve it accompanied by the meat.
Wow, that was very fast.
Takes about 3 minutes to steam the julienne vegetables, and then we can pour a little bit more of the sauce.
That looks beautiful, John. Now, coming up later in the show, what are we going to be
We're going to come back and make what they're really famous for. So they'll make a plate like this, but then the table will be filled with lots of different types of vegetables and sauces. So we're going to make 2 classical vegetable accompaniments to go with this dish.
John, thank you so much for coming on. Don't go anywhere. We will be back with you in just a little bit. And, of course, we will have the recipe for you right on our website on mymassappeal.com. Welcome back to Mass Appeal, everyone. We are back in the kitchen with Chef John Slattery. We are making some more Korean barbecue, but a healthier style of it. We have some salads that we're going to be making to go along with our delicious pork dish that we have already done.
Right. Bulgogi, I think.
There it is.
Korean pork barbecue. So
fabulous.
Over the julienne vegetables. So if you saw the vegetables that I made earlier, the secret to getting really nice vegetables is having really big, nice julienne is having really big vegetables to start with. So if you're shopping in the market, it's choosing the right vegetable for the right dish.
So baby carrots probably won't
would make it a lot harder to make such pretty julienne. So with that in mind, the daikon, this white radish, is can grow as big as my arm.
Wow.
And is a great, not very expensive, has a mild radish flavor, but can be cooked like a turnip or used in a cold salad like we're doing today. So
great.
we're simply just julienning it because it's so big I can easily cut thin slices.
Yep.
And then stack them again.
Ah.
Like such.
Oh, that makes it so much easier.
Like cards. Almost.
Like cribbage.
Oh, we could shuffle them.
Jenny did a really good job at cribbage.
So,
Like
we've got our julienne daikon in the bowl.
Okay.
And we're going to just sprinkle it with some salt.
Alrighty.
And a little cayenne pepper.
Synonymous flavors with the pork dish.
Yes, all you know, a similar flavor profile plays out through most of the cuisine. A little bit of garlic.
Of course.
And then this is going to get some rice wine vinegar. And it's kind of simply, and green onions. Kind of just a lightly pickled. A lot of times they'll do this as a whole pickled dish. And then, so that is a classic dish. Bring it over here.
And look
That's
how
one
simple that
salad,
was.
very simple like that.
That is one. We do have one more, don't we?
Yes. So another popular one is I'm doing a sprout salad. So the important thing about sprouts when you buy them fresh in the store is they're one of the potentially hazardous items. So they recommend that you dip them in boiling water for 15 seconds. And
like a blanch?
A blanch, just to make sure that they're nice and good. It keeps them crisp. It doesn't really take away anything from them. And then shock them in cold water. So
why is that? Do you know?
Well, just in case anything, because sprouts grow in like a dark climate and stuff like that, sometimes potentially hazardous things can grow in those things. So they always recommend to blanch the sprouts quickly
on
first.
The side of caution.
Yes. So I've chilled them, and we have them here in the mixing bowl.
Okay.
And we're going to make a quick dressing.
Alrighty.
Similar flavor profile again. We've got soy sauce, sesame oil, just a tiny bit of brown sugar.
Okay. Just give it that little bit of sweetness.
The red pepper flake, sesame seeds.
Fabulous.
And a bunch more green onions. And we're just going to whip that together.
Wow, this smells so good.
And then mix it with our sprouts.
And now, how long will something like this last for if you have it in like the fridge?
These cold salads you could refrigerate. They'd stay good for you know, a day or two, but they won't be as crunchy after probably the second day. And like that.
Now, can you pick up sprouts and things like that at any of your supermarkets?
Yep, all of these ingredients were picked up at local supermarkets today. They're commonly, even the daikon is pretty common most of the time. It's over by the radishes and other things.
Wow.
And so this is, you know, traditionally they have a table like this with a bunch of side dishes like these vegetables, meats, and more accompanying sauces like fish paste and spicy little accompanying hot sauces and such.
Well, and the cool thing is you don't need a ton of preservatives to have that great flavor. The flavor profile really speaks for itself with all the spices.
Right. This is very, not necessarily hot, although the red pepper flake makes it hot. It's very spicy, flavorful food in their cuisine. There are lots of spices that are not always over the top of the Scoville chart, but produce you know, great taste in your mouth. So
that great flavor without being too spicy. John, thank you so much for coming on. It is always such a pleasure having you. We are that much closer. I feel Pyeongchang right on my fingertips. We are almost there. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me today.
We'll have the recipe for you right on our website on mymassappeal.com.